Hey folks, and welcome to the Daily Ratings Weekly Movie News Podcast. This week's news brought to you by One Project Just Ain't Enough. Yes, so let's start with director J.T. Mollner. He wrote and directed last year's Strange Darling, which won some Tom Daly Awards. He will be writing and directing a Stephen King adaptation over at Lionsgate. He's making The Girl Who Loved Tom Gordon. That's King's novel from 1999. It's more of an intimate, psychological survival story following a 9-year-old girl who gets lost in the woods. Mollner received a lot of praise for Strange Darling and what he did on such a small budget. It will be interesting working with a larger company now and adapting a script from the most well-known author we have. And some more news with Mr. Mollner. Sunday evening, he posted a picture of Leatherface holding up a chainsaw from the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Also, just the picture, no context with it. Now, rumors are buzzing that Mollner, along with A24, nabbed the rights to Texas Chainsaw Massacre. A month or two ago, we covered how there was a bidding war happening for the IP. Taylor Sheridan, Oz Perkins, and Jordan Peele were among them, but also Mollner was pitching a story with A24 backing and an idea to have Glenn Powell as the lead star. So as of recording this, there has not been any confirmations, but JT might be a very busy man in the future. We'll have more to report on that as more comes out. Let's talk Tim Burton, as his name has also been mentioned a couple times in previous weeks. First, Burton is working on a Warner Brothers remake of Attack of the 50-Foot Woman, a 1958 sci-fi horror film where a wealthy, attractive woman turns into a giant from Aliens and starts to wreak havoc in a quest for revenge. Of all movies to go back to, this is pretty surprising, but it is happening and being worked on now with Warner Bros. And Burton. And now news broke this week that Margot Robbie will not only be producing for the film, but will be starring as the 50-Foot Woman herself. So some big players for this 50s B-movie remake. Not only does Burton have this going on, we also have covered a couple weeks ago that he has been working on a script for a new animated film that he'd like to make, and also says that he's been working on it for a very long time. But now, even in addition to this, it's rumored that he will also be making a Medusa movie over at Sony. So Medusa, the Greek mythical character with snakes as her hair and can turn you into stone upon looking at her. It's a very interesting choice for Burton, and I can see it working. But hey, why not? This could also be the animated film Burton has teased in the past. We don't know yet. In fact, the story might work a lot better as an animated film rather than live action. But we'll have to see as Burton keeps things close to the chest. But for a guy who wasn't doing a ton in the industry for a number of years, now post Beetlejuice, he is on the move in a big way. We officially have a director stepping in for Roadhouse 2 over at Amazon. The project saw Guy Ritchie back out of the film for unknown reasons, and after a quick scramble over at Amazon, director Ilya Naishuller will be making the movie. So Ilya has made action-packed films such as Hardcore Henry in 2015 and Bob Odenkirk's Nobody, so stepping in for Roadhouse 2 does make some sense. I will say he also just made a movie at Amazon called Heads of State with Idris Elba and John Cena. Yeah, it's not great, but he is in that Amazon system now, so it also makes sense to kind of plug him in. We'll see what he can do, though, to strengthen up Roadhouse 2. It's a film that no one was really excited for anyway. But, hey, maybe he can do something new with it, something interesting that keeps us intrigued. Let's jump to the great rising actress, Cailee Spaeny. It's just been announced that she will be starring in Alex Garland's video adaptation of Elden Ring, one of the most popular video games ever. Garland is teaming up again with A24, who is spending a lot of money on the project, and it makes sense that Garland would want Spaeny to play a large role. So Cailee also starring Garland's Civil War, which came out last spring, and with some high critical praise, both for Garland and Spaeny. This is a very ambitious project, so best of luck to the both of them, best of luck to A24. I hope we get something really different, really awesome from it. Cailee is also very busy herself. She is going to be in another Alien movie after the success of Romulus. That movie is in pre-production and is going to start filming in just a couple months here. And she's also going to be in the third Knives Out film, which is coming out this year. So yet another person very, very busy. Last thing I have here is another reboot film announcement. Yes, but I would say a surprising one. Basic Instinct is getting a sequel to the original 1992 film. Now, it may not be a throwaway, though, because the original screenwriter for the first film, Joe Esterhaz, is penning the script for the sequel. Amazon MGM gave $4 million to Joe just to write the script itself, and although he is still writing the story, he did give a broad idea of what to expect. So Joe said, quote, "It begins in 2025. The Catherine Trammell character I will write, and I hope that Sharon Stone agrees to do the picture because I thought she was brilliant the first time out. In my reboot, she is not the star of the picture, but she is the main co-star of the picture. It's about serial killers, it's about copycats. There's a demonic element to it that I think will be spooky," end quote. So, hey, let's not write things off right away. Esterhaz is known for very sexual, kind of erotic thrillers, and he's calling this new movie an anti-woke reinterpretation. So I don't really know what that means, but I think buckle up. We'll see what Basic Instinct 2 will give us in the end. Let's jump on over to the box office for this past weekend. So fifth best at the box office was Smurfs with $5.4 million. That film has not had the success that they were hoping for. Fourth for the weekend was F1 the movie with $6.2 million. Third was Jurassic World Rebirth, raking in $13.2. Second was Superman with $24.9 million in its third weekend. And the best movie at the box office this past weekend was Marvel's newly released Fantastic Four: First Steps with $118 million, almost identical to Superman's opening weekend, which is kind of interesting. Some worldwide totals for you thus far. So we have F1 standing at $510 million, Jurassic at $718, Superman with $502, and Fantastic Four with its first week at $218 million. Coming up this Thursday, Vincent Daly will be watching, rating, and reviewing. We have a 2-movie week for you coming up here, folks. So we're going back to 1994 to cover The Fantastic Four, a weird, unreleased, but now obtainable Fantastic Four film. It was made by a B-movie production company, and Vin Daly is very excited to get into the weeds on that one. And of course, for our newly released, now in theaters film, we're covering The Fantastic Four: First Steps. That's directed by Matt Shakman. Excited to get into this film as well. But that's it for your weekly movie news here, folks. We'll just leave you today with a quote from an actress and a producer, Margot Robbie. "I kind of like ponytails, beards, maybe a tattoo. My massive obsession, and I'm really targeting a niche market here, a hair lip." And all right, folks, the Daily Ratings weekly movie news podcast. That's it. See you on Thursday.